Welcome to another 2D Sunday-ish. Today's all about Altered Beast, as you can see. We're going to talk about arcade, compare it a little bit to the Mega Drive Mega Drive port. Not the Master System one, because I've never played the Master System version. So yeah, we're going to talk about this game, which I believe came out in 1988. I was like early teens when this game came out. It's a wonderful thing. This is just the track screen of the arcade. So I was heavily influenced at that time by stuff like Jason and Argonauts, anything sci-fi really, future or like Greek mythology, Arnold Schwarzenegger and his Conan, huge muscles. It was the 80s, late 80s. So huge guys, that was the thing, hero status. So yeah, this is the Mega Drive track screen. So that's what I was into, and this game came along. It had speech, it had punch, kick, jump, crouching stuff, all sorts of beasts, two-headed werewolves, zombies, everything you could love to play this game. Why wouldn't you? And at that time, it was just where I was. It's just arcades were everything. You just wanted that, and I fell in love with this game. It was just great and brilliant. So let's get to it. On the port of the Mega Drive version, which you can see here, excuse me, if you hold A, B and C and down left and start, you get the B select menu. If you hold B and start, you get a secret options menu. And for sound tests, it's hold A, C up and right and press start. And these are just what I'm going to show you here. So yeah. The general story is of this game as well. Zeus, his daughter, I'm assuming it's Athena, has been kidnapped by one of his brothers. It looks to be Hades to me, and he takes her to the underworld. And Zeus tasks you with rescuing her. And if you do so, I guess she just falls in love with you, because, you know, for whatever reason, Zeus is not going to do it himself. I'm not too sure why the great and all-powerful Zeus can't do it himself, but hey, Sega deemed that he just couldn't. Anyway, in this particular option here, you can choose the rounds, the level, difficulty level, and how many blocks of power you want, and how many lives you want as well. So yeah, this was a must, because this game was pretty cheap, as in the AI. So you had to go in there and sort this stuff out for yourself. If it was two-player mode, you had to crank this up to hardest. Had to. Me and my brother used to do this all the time. Wonderful game in two-player mode on the Sega Mega Drive. Alright, come on, let's get to the game now. Okay, here we go. On the left is the Mega Drive version. On the right is the arcade version. And as you can see, the Mega Drive version actually has some parallel scrolling in there, whereas the arcade version doesn't. Arcade version does seem to have some bigger sprites, you can tell from the two-headed wolves. It has more sprites on the screen. I believe your main character moves a bit faster. Yeah, he does. What else is there? Yeah, some of the sprites are obviously a lot more detailed on the arcade. Others may not be, so as you can tell by the zombies and stuff like that. The sound, there's more sound effects and voice on the arcade version. All the sound here is obviously coming from the arcade, none from the Mega Drive itself. There's Hades. You can actually meet him up to 3 times. On the third, you have to fight him. So if you don't have any power-ups or whatever, too bad. You probably won't beat him. He does change his cloak every time you see him. Don't know why, but he just does. Hit detection is not exactly the greatest on the arcade. It's far better on the Mega Drive, to be honest. Here's the arcade version changing, and as you can see here is the extra animation on the arcade. Kicks, he does flying kicks here, rather than just the knee animation pose for the Mega Drive version. The fireball animation, it's got more animation there. It's almost like a Hadouken from Street Fighter and Street Fighter 2s. Yeah, look, here you go, look, here's the Mega Drive. See, punches, well, flying fists, and then there's the knees. Whereas on the arcade version to the right, he does like an actual two-handed Hadouken move. Hades grows where he doesn't grow on the arcade version. And the fiery kicks though, you have to be in full animation for you to go through things, because he just gets hit. Whereas on a Mega Drive, as soon as he does the knee and he's got the flames behind him, he has a tiny hitbox. Sorry, he has a massive hitbox and a tiny hurtbox. Whereas on the arcade, it's the other way around. His hitbox is small and his hurtbox is massive. But it was an arcade to make you put more coins in. And typical arcade fare. Here we go. You lose all your 3 orbs. You have to get them again. This is where you can tell that the contrast is much better on the Mega Drive version. It looks richer and deeper, and the enemies have a richer color palette as well. Whereas on the arcade, everything's a bit pale. It reminds me of the arcade version of Golden Axe. That was like that as well. Color wasn't as rich. Once again, hitboxes are far preferable on the arcade, so on the Mega Drive version compared to the arcade. Arcade, the walls here, they can bounce back even once they get hit, rather than giving you your ball. Here's another bit of animation that the arcade has over the Mega Drive. He still does a kick even in a dragon form for the electricity, whereas on the Mega Drive he just does that knee again, once again another knee to perform electricity, but electricity isn't as fast and there's not as much of it around you. Once again, the Mega Drive has a tiny hurtbox and a massive hitbox, whereas arcade has a tiny little hitbox. Don't know why, I forgot what hit. See? I actually get hit, whereas on the Mega Drive version, I didn't get hit at all. Yeah, so, whereas a projectile is actually useful in the arcade, whereas on the Mega Drive, you just didn't use it. On the Mega Drive side, we're on this particular stage, I don't know what it's called, but it's, to be honest, it's pants. It's rubbish on both. Even the animal you turn into the bear isn't particularly exciting. The bear does turn enemies to stone, but hey, it's not really anything fantastic. The boss, on the other hand, is really weird on this one. You have to do the opposite. It's this dragon thing. You have to go into it and use your spin kick on the Mega Drive version, whereas on the arcade, the spin kick doesn't actually work. You have to use your stone breath, which is your punch attack, to do anything to the boss, and use your spin kick to hit his projectiles. Literally the opposite way around. I don't know if I've actually said this yet, but if I am, I'm going to repeat myself. It's my video, I can do whatever I want. When you fight the bosses, it changes the tone, so it's just you and the boss that stands out. Yeah, it's almost like it gives it a filter effect. Yeah, we'll see here. See, on the Mega Drive, it looks just the same, no different. The stage doesn't change. As you can see there, I was talking about the kicks once you're inside the boss, you do that and it just kills him. Whereas if you do the stone attack, punch, it doesn't do anything to the boss. But as you can see on the arcade side, on the right, when we get to the boss, then I'm going to take him out. Hades again in a different colour robe. Loves changing his robes. My man's got garments for days. Gets big again. Look, there you go. See, it turns grey, and myself and the boss just stand out, almost like a filter. But here, look, see, I do the spin kick move, nothing. I have to do the turn to stone punch move, stone breath, and that's what actually hits the boss. Literally the opposite way around, and then it comes back to full color. Nice effect. It would have been nice if the Mega Drive had it. As you can see on the left hand side of the Mega Drive is the tiger, whatever that, man tiger, whatever that is. The projectile is a nice bounce effect. It's exaggerated a lot more in the arcade version than it is on the Mega Drive version. His kick move, which goes up and down, once again just does a knee and goes up and down. Typical for the Mega Drive, he's got a tiny hurtbox and a massive hitbox, and on the arcade version, is literally the opposite way around. So, I mean, look at that. Look at the projectile. It's far more exaggerated. The up and down movements on the arcade version on the right. As I was saying, there's his kick move. There is an actual up kick and a down kick. It's got a tiny hitbox and a massive hurtbox on the arcade. I don't know why. Yes, we do. What am I talking about? It was there to get money, for you to put more credits in, whether they be 10p or 20p whenever you're playing this game. So look, there's a kick move. Very small, very small. But it's on a Mega Drive, it's almost like a whole shield around him. Once again, Hades has changed his clothes. This boss is, again, different to fight. On the Mega Drive on the left, as you saw, you could do the kick move, especially behind him. You can't really do anything. Whereas that doesn't really work on the Mega Drive. It doesn't seem to take any energy off him. What he does get hit by is your projectiles, these bouncing energy balls. And you use your kick move to get rid of the dragons, which are the same sprite as the dragon sprite which you were on level 2. This move here on the right, he doesn't do that on the Mega Drive. He always sends out the long projectiles and they're faster. On the left, it's this stage. I thought the arcade version is not going to look like this. This is a bit garish with all the pink and the dead souls at the front in brown. But as you can see, the arcade did actually use the same background as well. A really weird choice, this garish pink. It just, yeah, I don't like it, but it is what it is. Hit detection there is a little bit off on the Mega Drive, but you can still get around it. Whereas on the right, these Unikronns, they're just ganging up at me. They're horrendous. Instant flying kick. You barely can do anything to them. And the hammer guy is like, yeah, they wanted a lot of credits in this machine, but a lot of games were like this at the time, and I loved them. That's just what they were. You just took the beating and you just went to put more credits in. On the left, you're the golden werewolf. His projectiles are golden and his kicks are golden, but this boss doesn't care. Even though the kicks seem like they can go through them, if you can time it right, you can beat him. Obviously, I messed up here and I didn't have any continues. So one more hit and I'm gone, and I jumped by accident. I was going to try and kick him in his head, but no. On the right, the arcade version, the golden werewolf shoots out blue projectiles, and he's got the blue fiery kick. The boss grows large again. Don't see the point, because he's going to change into a smaller rhino. The kick doesn't go for him at all. As you can see, he gets hit, but nothing after that. He just spanks the kick. You're actually better off crouching with the projectiles, I find that. Yeah, those work better, whereas on the Mega Drive version, the projectiles not as good. So yeah, that was how to do this particular boss. It's just strange how the hitbox and the hurtbox are so different. But I like the way they fix it for the Mega Drive version. Therefore, it was nowhere near as frustrating, which was, well, to be honest, it's preferable. In the Bravo Arcade is the beta, and then the home version is better. And there we go. The boss is defeated. Hades falls to his knees. Out comes, I'm going to say, Athena. Yep, in a dove form, because I think he, as you saw in the cutscenes, he changed her into a dove. I don't know why. Perhaps he was going to do something with her, or perhaps he was going to say to Zeus, if you want your daughter back, you need to give me control of the universe. Who knows? But anyway, this is the ending. This looks a bit suspect. You're thinking, mate, you're a beast. But wait, what the hell? And then, yeah, this is just the ending. One bit doesn't make sense. I'm going to come up to it. The tiger. Yeah, you never met the Unikronns with the tiger. You was the werewolf on the last stage. You just didn't. So that was obviously done beforehand. That looks like Ultraman at the back. And this hair still looks a bit suspect. But then they probably think, oh, that looks a bit bestiality. Let's change it. Let's pretend it was a movie. Okay, actors, take off your suits, and this is what happens. So yeah. Those are the people that made the game, and this is the end. So if you could like and subscribe for me, that would be very much appreciated. And I shall see you on the next 2D Tuesday-ish. Peace.